Well, Jeromy Moore, Technical Director for 888, and that's where the fans would probably know most of your history of supercars, but I'd love to fill them in on all the gaps because you had an amazing period of time working with Porsche and winning Le Mans in Europe. But let's wind the clock back for me. Tell me where the passion in motor racing and cars started.
My passion started when I was a teenager, really, with friends. I grew up on the Sunshine Coast with a lot of mates there who were really into their cars. Holdens, of course, at the time. Yeah, they had the Commodores and the Tiranas, so all the way from high school I was really into cars, pulling things apart, sometimes not so good at putting back together, but at least I was seeing how things worked, and that's what really set me off into motorsport and cars. So after school I went to university, studied mechanical engineering at UQ, so around third year did some work experience with Greenfield Miles Racing, just over the hill here at Banyo. So Cameron and John McLean there showed me around and sort of teach me a little bit about what motorsport's about. So I got a taste of it there in supercars, and then during my fourth year at university there was a job opening for a data engineer at Larko Motorsport. So Larko picked me up, I was there for 6 months and then jumped to Briggs Motorsport over here in Brisbane. So I was there at Briggs there until 888 came on board and they couldn't kick me out. I was part of the furniture, so must have been doing okay because I obviously stayed there until 2014, so that's how it all started.
You probably get asked this all the time, but what was it like working with Larko?
Oh, it was interesting. It was interesting, you know, trying to throw together a sensor that's been broken 3 times and try to repair it. He's a bit tight on the money, so but no, it was good. It was good. It's a good career. They were doing some cool things with their Illusion car and their lightweight car. Some pretty cool stuff in supercar land. So it was good sort of starting and toe in the water into supercars.
Almost set now for race 3 from Barbagallo Raceway. Now this is a bizarre situation. We're looking at the Karsha entry of Mark Larko on the warm-up lap coming out of Cold Corner turn 6. It looks like the right rear wheel has parted company. Mark's out of the car and he's safe. And the word that we're hearing from our folks down there is that this car may well have rolled over on the way either to the wall or after it's bounced off the wall. Very disappointed Larko Motorsport team. What was some of the motor racing that you got into as a young bloke? What did you like watching?
No, absolutely, mostly all here. Big Peter Brock fan, so watching the Bathurst and Craig Lowndes. So it was quite amazing getting to be his race engineer after sort of watching him grow up and take victories while I was only a teenager. So it was a big dream come true, effectively, seeing the protege of Peter Brock and then working with him and being his engineer for 7 years. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, that's an interesting point. What was it like, not just becoming an engineer with Craig Lowndes and winning what you won with him, but becoming such good friends with him as well? Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, you sort of, you're looking back, you pinch yourself, you go, okay, I grew up, I was just watching Peter Brock and you know, this new kid came under his wing and just being, you know, then I was a part of it. I was one of the most important pieces of the puzzle to get him to these victories that he had and we had together. We had a lot of success as an engineer here at 888, but then what brought about this urge to have some change? I think, yeah, 7 years race engineer and chief designer at the time in supercars. I felt I'd plateaued a bit professionally, or just wanted a change, wanted to see what else was out there to challenge myself further. And yeah, just started to look around the world and saw an opening, sort of perfect timing, one of the best teams or companies in the world for motorsport at Porsche. So I had a few other options, but this one was just, you couldn't turn it down, couldn't look away from it. So within, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks, job opening, interview in Brisbane over Zoom, or what back then probably, I don't know what was equivalent back then, but anyway, online, pack the bags, head over there. Wife and family, so at the time a 2-year-old daughter, they stayed back here. I went over there in February 2015. Got there, didn't know exactly what was going on. I'd been to Germany before with Sachs, we still are the sort of Australian distributor of Sachs, set of Sachs gear dampers. Got there, stayed in an attic of this old couple's house just outside of Stuttgart. So I felt like I turned back in time, back at university days, but I was there for 6 months, sort of looked where the lay of the land was, made sure I was happy with the job and everything's running smoothly, and then dragged the family across.
Tell us about the day you achieved that amazing goal, winning the Le Mans 24 hours, probably the most exciting Le Mans race ever, and the fact that it went down to that last lap. What was that like?
Oh, absolutely. We were struggling and fighting with the Toyota all the way from the start to the end. We were within half a minute the whole race, just battling to try to catch and close the gap. And they were also trying to pull away, but it was just neck and neck the whole way. Got to the last hour, we were almost sort of consigning ourselves to defeat. I think after the big day, we just couldn't get them, but you know, first you must finish. So seeing them stop on the last lap was just unbelievable. Yeah, feel sorry for them, but you know, that's motorsport. We had the luck turn on us the following year, but yeah, at that time it was just crazy. Winning Le Mans, first time as a race engineer, was just, could not have dreamt about it ever in my life. So it was really cool moment.
Well, the second part of your career at Porsche was getting to design your own race car, so the 911 RSR. What was that like, being given a blank piece of paper and being able to build from scratch?
Really cool to get onto the RSR project. Yeah, as you say, blank piece of paper. After the LMP1 project stopped, a lot of engineers with at odds, not having anything to do, so a lot of resources into that car. Blank sheet of paper, tyre development, aero development, you name it, just open slather. So as an engineer, it was really cool, but also the heritage of the 911 and the RSR being the epitome of a RSR race car. So really humbled to be the project technical developer on that one, and really cool car, still racing now.
Away from the racetrack, what was living in Europe like? What did you get up to on the weekends, and how did the family settle in?
Yeah, the weekends were really cool in Germany. Yeah. Generally have most weekends off. You know, it's an hour and a half to have lunch in France, or 3 hours down to Switzerland, or 5 hours to northern Italy. Jump in the car, bang on the Autobahn, and away you go. So had a few good company cars. Had a 911 Carrera S as a lease car. So 4 people in the car, bike on the roof, smashing down to Italy. It was just, yeah, just great moments. Really good for the family. My 2-year-old daughter has spent more time over there so far than in Australia. So went to kindergarten, went to school, was a lot better at German than us. So it was a bit shameful when you're putting your 2-year-old to go and order a coffee or whatever. But you know, she was immersed in it. Yeah, we learned as much as we needed to, which is really cool. But definitely not as good as her. But really good culturally for the family, and yeah, great experience.
Were you sad to leave, and what ultimately led to you coming home?
Yeah, quite sad, but had a second daughter, so she was born over there 2019. Just felt we needed a bit more support family-wise. We're there by ourselves, so wife Michelle was just there looking after the kids, missing home a bit, waiting around for me every day. So, and with the project slowing down, the RSR being done, LMP1 stopped, thought it was the right time to come over. I was quite lucky in the end because of the COVID over there. Started to kick off after I got back. But yeah, a bit sad, but also good to come back and see the extended family at Triple Eight. So it was a bit of a sad and happy moment at the same time. Still speak to the guys over there. Yeah, but great moment in my life in terms of the career that I had, and professional, and of course at home. It was good culturally as well as professionally.
When you left Australia and moved to Germany, did you ever think that you'd come back one day, come home to Triple Eight?
I always had a feeling. I thought if I was going to come back, I would have to come back to the Triple Eight family. And Roland always was adamant that, yeah, the door's always open. Go over there, have your overseas extended holiday, come back and get back to work with us. So always maintain contact with RD. He came over, him, Jess and Chris came over to see a race in Fuji, Japan. So I gave him the garage tour over there. And yeah, always stayed in touch with RD and the guys here.
Well done on all the success, Jeromy. A winner of the Bathurst 1000, a winner of the Le Mans 24 Hour, and thanks for talking about life before supercars.
Thank you very much.